Speaking of housing, as we were a minute ago, a board approved another mixed-use redevelopment in the same area with Crystal House. This is a big project, so let's give our viewers a little bit of a kind of the lowdown on this project.
So this is exciting. This project, or excuse me, this site is pretty massive by Arlington County standards. It's 17 acres. And this has historically been developed under, I think, what planners would describe as the towers in the park model. The sort of form of development we saw a lot of a few decades ago. And so this project proposes to keep the two existing 12-story apartment towers, but add 4 new apartment buildings and 3 rows of townhouses in for a total of 819 housing units. I would say, again, kind of contextualizing this in our plans for Arlington, this is exciting. We're adding more housing units, more opportunities for people to live close to metro, close to jobs, as we've been talking about. So being able to really develop in ways that are consistent with our goals of adding growth in the places where the infrastructure can support it. What is also exciting, we've talked over and over again about how we can make sure that Amazon's arrival or the arrival of other major office tenants can avoid spiking rent prices. And adding enough supply to keep up with the demand is one of the top ways that we do that. So to see these opportunities for homes coming in Arlington County, those 819 units are generally going to be market rate. They're not committed affordable. But another really exciting element of this proposal is a new model of achieving affordability during the site plan process.
So this is actually, while we were talking in the first piece about an unprecedented level above and beyond the expected contribution, we are realizing that in a different way here, where instead of getting either on-site units or cash, we are having the developer provide a parcel on the site that they had planned for a standalone building, and that's going to be conveyed to the county for nothing. And on that, we can use the full development potential of that parcel for the purposes of affordable housing.
Now, how soon is the county going to take possession of that land?
So I don't know exactly when it falls within the permits and all of that, but as soon as essentially the developer starts their work, that conveyance will occur.
And in the meantime, we'll be starting our planning for how we turn this acreage into actual homes and apartment buildings for low-income neighbors. And what is really exciting, I think, about this model of getting land rather than cash is that we know the cost of acquiring property is one of the biggest barriers to nonprofit housing developers or for-profit housing developers that want to commit their apartments as affordable. They're competing in the open market, and particularly in the hot market of Crystal City, that land is really expensive. So the opportunity to say to a potential partner, whomever that may be, and that's what our county staff will be working on figuring out over the coming months, to be able to say to them, your costs of development are the cost of building and operating the site rather than the incredibly high land acquisition. It's really an exciting opportunity.
We will be interested to see how this goes. And this is a whole, you mentioned this as different types of housing as well. The hybrid apartment type things and some townhomes. So a lot of different opportunities for a lot of different audiences.
And there's an ownership opportunity here. I was really struck the other day, a presentation, I think maybe by one of our economic development folks, about how few townhouses there are in 22202 at all. And we know this is really an exciting product for perhaps young families who are looking to buy their first home in Arlington, for seniors who would like to downsize slightly from a single family house but want to stay in the neighborhood they love. And so this is a great example. We sometimes talk about the forms of housing that are missing these sort of mid-size or middle density. And so to see this project realize that is an exciting addition to the neighborhood as well.